And as always, thanks for joining us. The program is Agriculture in Focus. Agriculture in Focus is a production of Part Agro Media. Part Agro Media is all about advancing food security and agri-business. My name is Alpha Jackden. On today's episode of the program, we will be looking at the impact of some government policies on agriculture. That will form the thrust of our Vox Pop and also our interview segment. But on the second part of our interview segment, we will also be talking to a stakeholder on growing mushroom. Mushroom is something that, well, not very popular, but is beginning to gain traction. And we are made to understand, as this interview segment will show us, it has a lot of medicinal, values. As it were, after the interview segment, we'll bring you some news that you can use. That will be followed by Common Sense Agriculture. Common Sense Agriculture will be followed by Trending Fields, and that is where the show will come to an end. But all you need to do is stay back, relax, because I assure you that this episode sure promises to be very enriching.
If the government and perhaps individual sector can take agriculture very serious, it can have a huge boost on our economy, because we have lots of graduates roaming the streets looking for jobs, and then these jobs are not even available. But if the agri sector can be encouraged, or young people encouraged to look into the agri sector, it's really going to have a huge boost in our economy. And then it's also going to take youth off the street, thereby reducing the rate of unemployment.
If you involve yourself in agriculture, it will reduce the hunger, because in country now we discover that the salary is not helping people to the point that people are dying in hunger. So through the help of agriculture, you can be able to feed yourself and your family.
So agric is very, very important. It's a major need of the economy. So I suggest that we should go back to the drawing board and make agric an important thing, and of course ensure that we encourage processing and ensure that we are not wasteful, so that we'll be able to earn more income from agric and encourage the farmers.
It's always a delight when you're there. The program is Agriculture in Focus, where advancing food security and agribusiness remains our mainstay. Nigeria as a nation is no doubt blessed, both in human and natural resources. I'm proud to be a Nigerian. Agriculture, no doubt, is the way forward, because if we are serious about diversifying the Nigerian economy, we need to give agriculture its pride of place. I have an expert in that field today who will be sharing his thoughts with us as far as the subject matter is concerned. Sir, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Now, as it were, the federal government at inception declared a state of emergency in the agricultural sector. When this came through, what were your immediate thoughts?
Well, my immediate thoughts was the government will follow their pronouncement with clear deliverables, clear roadmap, showing all the players in the sector where they fit. But up till now, it's still a government announcement. Very few people can see any traction anywhere. So we are concerned that instead of we having a real, well thought out program that would advance the sector, the government has instead, what everybody can see and will soon begin to bite everybody, is that the floodgate for importation of agricultural commodities for which Nigeria has comparative advantage, and we are trying to build competitive advantage. All the commodities that we can produce ourselves, instead of importing, the government has opened a floodgate for these commodities to be imported into the country.
Is the private sector speaking up?
Yes, we are speaking up, but our voice is not loud enough. We need to make our voice loud and clear that this is one wrong policy that will take Nigerian agriculture 25 years backward.
Now, talk to me about synergy as far as the private sector and government is concerned. When you look at the agricultural subsector, what comes to mind?
No synergy. See, If there is synergy, there will be private sector engagement by the public sector before making pronouncements. The actions and intentions of government need to be well thought out, and they need to do a lot of stakeholders consultation. Apparently, this was not done, or else they would have been told that Thailand is a low-cost producer of rice, and delivered Nigeria duty paid is still 35% lower than the rice produced in Nigeria. If you compare Nigeria to another country like China, there is policy consistency. They have agricultural development program planned out for 20 years, and it is consistent. But in Nigeria, there is no consistency in policy.
What could have gone wrong after Obasanjo left, Buhari came, and now Tinubu is there?
There was policy continuation from Obasanjo to Yar'Adua, Yar'Adua to Jonathan. But after Jonathan left and Buhari came, the policy somersault began. So if only Nigeria, regardless of which party is in power at the center, if all government will say this program is good for Nigeria, we need to sustain it, regardless of who enacted or started the policy, it will be one good thing that will work for Nigeria. Unfortunately, that's not the case.
So when we banter and say agriculture remains the mainstay of the Nigerian economy, if we were to diversify, what comes to mind? Because you are a key player, you are a stakeholder. I want to hear your thoughts.
That statement is truth being spoken. Agriculture, you may be shocked when you think about the most important sector in the economy. Oil and gas is what many people will think about. But agriculture is actually larger than oil and gas. Oil and gas is about 18% of the GDP, but agriculture is 24.5%. So agriculture is bigger than the oil and gas sector.
I hope this is not just on paper.
No, it's not on paper. It's actual GDP contribution. And it's going to even increase this year.
What can you say are the factors militating against our agricultural prowess as a country?
Three things.
Okay.
The first is lack of policy continuation. The second is that in all the crop where we are even leading producers globally, we are not competitive. Look, see, Nigeria is the largest cassava producer by a mile. Nigeria produces 72 million tons currently.
Is Nigeria still the largest producer?
We've been the largest producer for 35 years.
I saw a statistics not too long
Thailand
ago
is the next.
That Thailand has taken over.
No, Thailand is the most competitive cassava producer and the largest exporter of processed added value products to cassava. But Thailand only produces 35 million tons. Compare that to 72 million tons. Thailand is nowhere close. Now, apart from cassava, Nigeria is also the largest in cocoyam. Nigeria is also the largest when it comes to cowpea, beans. We are the largest in yam production. We are also the largest in sorghum production. See, we are the largest in so many crops. But when it comes to yield per hectare, when it comes to cost of production per ton, we are not competitive.
When it comes to value addition, what do you have?
When it comes to value addition, we are also behind. But that's changing. Value addition is increasing in Nigeria rapidly. For instance, let's start with cassava now. Cassava transformation in Nigeria is a sea change. Nigeria is now one of the most transformed cassava economy in the world. We have glucose being produced from cassava. We have maltose being produced, sorbitol being produced. We have ethanol, all the grades of ethanol, pharmaceutical grade, fuel grade, industrial grade, portable grade from cassava. So if we want to become a global powerhouse for cassava and any other crop, government need to focus their attention where it matters most. Increase the productivity of our youth, and there are three things government can do. Number one, government need to distill the best practices for their best agronomic practices, which they've not done. Two, government need to make sure that improved varieties, early maturing, high yielding, pest resistance, disease resistance are placed in the hands of all the farmers, and they are taught how to apply them. The agronomic practice that go with this improved variety. Doing these two will increase the yield in Nigeria from 10 tons to over 25 tons.
I'm glad you talked about placing it in the hands of these farmers. We'll take a short break. When we return, I want to find out from you, why is it always government, 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 when indeed it's the farmer out there? The program is Agriculture in Focus.
The world is talking about regenerative agriculture.
Activity alone can be a great source of revenue.
You're most welcome back. The program is Agriculture in Focus, and my guest is a stakeholder in the agri sector. What role is the private sector contributing?
Okay, let me tell you why government contribution is critical. 95% of the farmers in Nigeria are subsistence farmers. Farmers who produce just enough to meet their own requirement, and the surplus is not really much. Okay, so these farmers are not organized. These farmers need a lot of support, and no private sector people will come to do that if there is no clear benefit for them. But things are changing though, because many of the industries that are set up that use agricultural commodities as inputs for their production, as raw material, as feedstock, they are now beginning to see that the only way they can get raw materials at competitive price and consistent quality is if they do backward integration. So backward integration is getting these unorganized subsistence farmers into organized clusters, where they can provide interventions such as extension support that will teach them these agronomic best practices, where they will put in their hands the best yielding varieties, and also provide mechanization. It's already happening, but unfortunately, it's not happening at a scale that can make a national difference.
Boma, I understand you're a mushroom farmer. Tell me how this all started, and I want to find out down the road what some of the benefits of mushroom farming brings to bear.
I was in Asia when COVID broke out, and I saw that some particular people were not troubled about the COVID pandemic.
Even in Asia, where it started?
Yes. They said, we eat mushroom every day, and this mushroom boosts our immunity.
How could they have known that was an antidote? Because the world was confused.
This knowledge has been with Asia for over 5,000 years. It's one of the world's best kept secrets. If you do research, the Asian population live longer than any other population anywhere in the world.
I've seen that.
And one of the defining inputs in every Asian meal is mushroom. There is no meal any Asians eat, especially Chinese, Japanese, that don't contain a lot of mushroom. So mushroom boosts the immune system, the immunity, and also mushroom is antivirus. It's antifungal, it's antibacterial, it kills virus in the human bloodstream. And especially oyster mushroom, for instance, is rich in vitamin D. And one of the research findings, you could Google and find for yourself, they said a common denominating factor for everyone who contacted COVID and died from COVID was because their immune system was low, and two, when they checked their blood, it was deficient in vitamin D. Now, mushroom, oyster mushroom, which is prevalent in Nigeria, is rich in vitamin C and also boosts the immune system.
When you talk about prevalent in Nigeria, I mean, expatiate that. How prevalent?
Prevalent means it's everywhere.
I know it grows in the wild, yes.
It grows everywhere in the wild. It grows in almost all the 36 states plus FCT. But unfortunately, it's seasonal. It's only available during the rainy season. So what farmers like me have done is now domesticate this mushroom that grows in the wild that is only available seasonally. So with mushroom production, you are no more scared about going to do mushroom foraging in the wild, and you are picking poisonous mushrooms.
So how do you do it? Because yes, as a child, I knew that anytime I got taken to the village, they will tell you this is poisonous, this is the good one. How do you decipher the two?
It's easy. Domesticated mushrooms, they come from a tissue-culture system or labs, and they are only from safe mushroom. and they are already certified. So they are certified mushrooms safe for human consumption.
Do we have different variants around the world? I will need to find out from you.
There are over 1,000 different varieties of
Okay.
mushrooms.
Wow.
And out of these 1,000 varieties, 3 stands out. Oyster mushroom, which Nigeria is becoming a large producer. Then you have Ganoderma. And then you have white button mushroom. You also have shiitake. Let me just tell you 5 key benefits of consuming mushroom. Is that it boosts your immune system. Now, the second benefit is that all the leading causes of death in Nigeria, mushroom prevents them.
Leading causes of death.
Let me mention the leading causes of death in Nigeria: cancer,
Okay.
breast cancer for women, prostate cancer for men. It prevents hypertension, high blood pressure. It regulates the blood pressure and prevents people from having heart attack because of being hypertensive.
That's right.
Then the other one is the brother to hypertension, diabetes. It also controls, it normalizes the blood sugar and all of that. And then it's extremely powerful when it comes to fighting HIV/AIDS. Anybody who eats mushroom, you keep the doctor away. As more and more people hear stories like, because I ate mushroom, I overcame this sickness, I overcame that sickness. As a result, many people are embracing, like my family, we embraced mushroom because we wanted to be safe from COVID. And as we ate, well, first is God. It's God, and it's God that created mushroom. God used mushroom. We never fell sick one day.
Well, Boma, thank you so much for your time.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for sharing your thoughts with us. If you want to live healthy, make mushroom part of your cuisine. I will now hand you over to Abigail Stowe for some news that you can use. Do stay tuned.
Thank you and welcome to the new segment of Agriculture in Focus. The Northeast Governors Forum has pledged to boost small-scale irrigation farming to mitigate the negative impact of climate change and strengthening agriculture in the region. Governor Babangana Zulum of Borno State and chairman of the forum has said, as part of effort to ensure sustainable and profitable vegetable production in Kano State, the Kano Agro-Pastoral Development Project has established 150 demo clusters for tomato, onion, and cabbage to prepare farmers for vegetable production in the 2023-2024 dry farming season. Governor Umar Bako of Niger State has held a high-level meeting with authorities of an agricultural machinery manufacturer in the Republic of Czechoslovakia, where he unveiled his administration's plan to procure multi-billion-dollar tractors and other agricultural machineries for the actualization of the agricultural reforms in the state. And now to the global scene. A Moroccan agriculture operator in sustainable agriculture, African Organic, is fueling a revolution in Moroccan's date value chain, an initiative which is a stepping stone towards enhancing the livelihood of date farmers and achieving broader sustainable agricultural goals in Morocco. Thailand is set to commence agricultural export to China via railway system. This followed collaborative effort from various public and private sector agencies, opening the path to trade from Thailand to Laos, China, and Europe. China's increasing demand for Thai agricultural products has been hindered by logistical constraints. This has been the news on the new segment of Agriculture in Focus. Thank you for staying with us. There's lots more coming your way. I am Abigail Stowe.
Welcome to Common Sense Agriculture, our low-hanging insights into farming and agribusiness. My name is Timmy Simpson. Information and communication technologies in agriculture comprise networks, mobile devices, services, and applications that aid the processing, management, and exchange of data, information, or knowledge with the target audience. Through the assistance of ICT, farmers are able to stay updated with all recent information, which includes data about weather and agriculture, as well as newer and more advanced ways of enhancing crop quality and production. ICT has enabled e-commerce in agriculture, where farm products are sold through online channels, with farmers bypassing intermediaries and middlemen, leading to improved income for them, reduced wastage, and fresher produce for consumers. In our modern world, ICTs have largely revolutionized the way people, governments, and businesses function As close to 60% of the global population has access to the internet, and mobile internet is now the most widely used channel for internet access worldwide. The common sense here is for farmers to embrace the evolving agricultural technologies to forge ahead and transform the ways they cultivate, harvest, store, and even sell their agricultural commodities. Until we come your way again, be guided by these low-hanging insights into farming and agribusiness. From Agriculture in Focus, my name is Timmy Simpson.
Timmy Simpson, as always, thank you so much. I will now hand you over to Balogun Anthony for Trending Fields.
Good day and welcome to Trending Fields here on Agriculture in Focus. Now in this segment, we highlight agricultural topics trending all across the internet. My name is Balogun Anthony and thank you for joining us. Now for our first trend for today, the federal government teaming up with the Institute for Agricultural Research at Ahmadu Bello University Zaria is introducing a maize tech marvel that's here to solve problems and break records. Now this maize variety laughs in the face of pests, thereby reducing farmers' costs on pesticides application, matures in less than 90 days, and boosts yields by 50%. Now, the principal investigator of Teller Maize, Professor Rabiu Adamu, spilled the secrets at a seeing is believing field day in Karaye Town, Karaye local government area of Kano State. It's not just farming, it's a maize fiesta. Now, we're talking about strutting into the future with 69 maize varieties, reducing costs and skyrocketing yields. Big news from the sunny side of Greece. Climate change is playing tricks on olive trees, and the result, a whooping 50% dip in olive oil production. Now, this isn't just a culinary crisis, it's a hit to the Greek economy, threatening jobs for over 100,000 people and putting €3 billion dent in the annual revenue. But here's the silver lining. The Greek government is stepping in with superhero moves. They're throwing subsidies and drought-resistant farming wisdom at farmers, turning them into climate change warriors. Yet the battle cries echo beyond Greece. This isn't just about olive oil, it's a sign that climate change is wreaking havoc. The call is out, it's time for a global superhero squad to tackle climate change before it messes with more than just our olive oil. Now for our last trend, imagine turning banana stems from farm trash to fashionable treasure. Meet Texfad, a Ugandan eco-chic startup that's making banana waste the new cool. They are buying up decapitated banana stems, paying farmers $2.70 a kilo, and transforming the fiber into everything from rugs to lampshades. Texfad isn't just stopping at decor, they are eyeing the fashion scene. Already making paper towels and sanitary pads, they're experimenting with banana fabric. Now the next stop, biodegradable banana hair extensions to give synthetic products a run for their money. I know at least you'll be excited about this. Texfad isn't just a business, it's a green revolution. They're proving that waste can be moving into something fabulous. So if you're tired of synthetic chaos in your garden or want to flood some eco-chic, keep an eye on Texfad in Uganda. They're turning banana waste into a stylish saga. That's all for today here on Trending Fields on Agriculture in Focus. If you'd like to be part of the program, like to send us your comments, your suggestions, and feedback on how to improve digital to serve you better, you can follow us on all our social media handles at patagro_media. But for today, that's all on the program. My name is Balogun Anthony, and have a great night.
Anthony Balogun, thank you so much for Trending Fields. And this is where we'll be drawing the curtain on today's episode of the program. Do remember, though, this program is open to sponsorship. My name is Alpha Jagden.